everybody, and welcome to Rise Up Podcast. I can do this because I'm Jeremy, that's Kara, and that's Brownie. No, I'm just kidding. We'll start over.
Oh, man. Nope, this is all staying in. Just actually introduce yourself now.
Okay, well, I'm Jeremy.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Brownie.
I like to think on the fly. And no, Chris did a very fast countdown. That's why we had the little bit of ridiculousness there at the beginning. But I wanted to specifically address, so you're watching this on YouTube right now, but we're also going to focus on making sure that the podcast is available in all the places that you listen to your podcast normally, including like iTunes and Spotify. So keep an eye out for that. I want to start.
But like if people don't watch the video, they're going to miss out on seeing Han Yoda Shrek.
They're going to miss out on Han Yoda Shrek, and they're going to miss out on all the funny little, like Kara slapping the moth.
And all the nice pictures that go over your face. I mean, still listen. It's fun. You know, it's good. But
no, so we're just going to make them available because I know a lot of people like to listen to podcasts. And
but when they're driving and stuff.
Yeah.
All that.
And when we started, we wanted to do a video podcast, but the audio makes for a good listen as well. So that's pretty fun. But we have, like, super big news. We haven't been able to talk about it on the podcast yet.
We've hinted at it. Chris, I don't know if you noticed.
I'm pregnant.
Yeah! Last week, I set out Ahsoka figures on the desk.
I don't pay attention to anything that you do over there.
Hinting at the fact that Thursday's video was going to be the release of I'm No Jedi. It's our parody song of Billie Eilish's Bad Guy. And It is opened up to a great reception. We only got our first 2 thumbs down on YouTube, but we had to hit 42 without a single thumbs down?
I think it was 46 before. We got 46 positive reactions in a row. And then a couple of thumbs down. But that's the internet.
I told you, I was like, the people who gave us a thumbs down have never been happy in their life. They don't know what happiness is.
They're just grumpy Gusses.
That's exactly it.
But yeah, it's been really cool seeing people's reaction to it and stuff. So.
Absolutely. So from start to finish, being like a newer YouTube channel and just trying to find something that we're venturing out, trying different things. And so we do our Lego builds, we have games, we have our podcast, which is our staple. Kara was saying on the way here, she's like, if we keep doing more parodies, we're always going to do the podcast. Right? I'm like, we're absolutely going to do the podcast because the podcast is fun. It's an opportunity.
It is.
I love interviewing people. Like I love having Keith on and Bill. I can't wait to have more people on. There's a couple people I'm trying to work and get lined up to have on as guests. And I think it's only going to be go up from there. 2 things I was going to say. All right, get back on track.
I was going to say, there's going to be more than 2 things. Jeremy's going to say the entirety of this podcast.
This is the Jeremy Says 2 Things podcast.
Let's
all right, thanks everybody.
Yeah, right.
8 minutes.
I'll come back. We're on the subject. All right, a couple things I was going to tell you.
We've gone off the rails already.
We have an awesome opportunity at the Star Wars Celebration next year. I thought. So one of the things I wanted to include, Chris and I have always talked about this in the past. We have an idea of what we want to shoot, and then there's in the realm of what we have access to that we can actually shoot. So the things that I would like to have added to the podcast would be to have tons of clone cosplayers if I could have.
You mean the music video?
Music video, sorry. The music video that we shot and released on Thursday. We definitely have a couple clone cosplayers. I would have loved to have an Anakin cosplayer and possibly a Snips cosplayer. That would have been awesome and put the video over the edge.
If we had infinite budget and time. Or something.
If we had infinite budget and time, those were the things that I would have liked to have added. So I thought to myself, what would be if we prepare now, we could do a couple shoots out in Anaheim next year with cosplayers and work them in and do because everyone's going to be there in costume. So that's an excellent opportunity to team up with a couple people. So I was going to tell you, we need to do is focus on writing a parody or video. A video, it doesn't have to be a parody, but a video out there where we incorporate a bunch of cosplayers and we can borrow them for a little bit and just do this awesome big collaboration because that's where everyone's going to be.
A bigger green screen.
Yeah, right. I'll talk to my Anaheim contact. Maybe we could go to a studio.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, and go to a studio and actually get using some green screen out there and.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I'll start planning it.
I like it. It's a good idea.
And now
I appreciate this tangent. I'm glad that you waffled around and went there.
Yeah, no. I just figured I would get it out of the way now because I just like I said, I thought and I have a little bit of inspiration from like Rooster Teeth. They do something at RTX each year. So one year they did like the world's largest water balloon fight.
That was the one we were there for.
Yeah, that was the one we were there for.
cool.
And so they coordinate with the convention to do a big fun shoot because they have all these people in one place.
Day 5 was another one.
Yep, and then they did like a zombie scene where they had a whole bunch of people volunteer to dress up as a zombie and fill their Congress Avenue with zombies, which was pretty cool. So I thought, well, if everyone's going to be together out in Anaheim,
cool.
let's focus on doing a couple shoots. We can prearrange all that, which would be a lot of fun. We can have the giant porg lady in it.
I like it. I like it. So the Ray one, it'll be a Ray parody or something.
Oh yeah, we could because there's going to be a lot of Dark Ray cosplayers.
Yeah.
I'm guaranteeing.
I'm sure there's gonna be some Chewbacca's.
Oh, there's going to be tons of Wookiees.
If Porg, I think her Instagram is Major Nerd
Yep.
with a 3 instead of an E. Anyway. So yeah,
It's gonna be
We'll have to
crazy.
contact her and see if
It's
she
gonna
wants to
be
do something.
crazy.
Yeah. I like this. It's a good idea.
It's going to
Good
be
job.
really a lot of
Good job.
fun.
Look at you.
So anyway, back on track. So Chris called me up at 11 o'clock one night.
It was like early July.
I'm
July.
dozing off. I'm
Kara's
almost
falling
out.
asleep, and he's like, "Hey, how do you feel about doing a parody of Bad Guy by Billie Eilish?" And I was like, "Chris, that sounds awesome." And so he's like, "Okay, I don't know how interested you sound, but we'll talk about it later. Have a good night." And then that was it. And so the next day I made it a point. I called Chris right away. I said, "Hey, let's do this. Let's definitely do this." And so Chris is like, "I'll write the lyrics and let me know what you think." And how did it come to be that it was going to be about Ahsoka? Because Kara had the cosplay done?
Well, but
Oh, you
initial
approached it? Yeah, it was no Jedi.
Well, no, it was initially I am a Jedi. I was like, it was going to be about a Jedi of some type, just because it fit the rhythm of the words. Mm-hmm. So
That's
now
right.
I'm going to loop back and do a whole bunch of tangents for a minute. So growing up, Weird Al was my absolute like favorite act. Like he's just like it's so clever and funny and stuff like that. And the way that like he can just make sort of like a goofy story unfold to the tune of somebody else's song is just awesome.
Right.
And there's so many songs that I know because of Weird Al's version that I never would have known otherwise.
Absolutely.
And so because of that, like even growing up, like I remember being like 10, 11 years old and like coming up with like weird, goofy lyrics for stuff. And I do it all the time just in real life, just like there'll be a line of a song and I'll make sort of some sort of weird adjustment to it. And so I don't recall exactly how the first time I was exposed to this song because I don't normally listen to mainstream popular
Right.
music, but I heard it and was like, oh, it'd be funny to be like, I'm a Jedi or whatever.
Yes.
And so that's the
That
idea
was-
that I pitched to Jeremy was like we do the song but make it about a Jedi, and then of course because Kara has the Ahsoka cosplay, we're like, oh well, let's do it about Ahsoka, and then it's like we'll take another page out of the Weird Al book, like for The Saga Begins, he tells the story of Episode 1.
Right.
We just tell the story of Ahsoka through this song.
And I remember now, that's right, you said, "I'm a Jedi," and I'm like, wait, Ahsoka has an awesome line that's, "I'm no Jedi."
Yep.
And really does the character justice. And so
Yeah.
so it took about, what did you say, a week, 7 to 10 days for you to write the lyrics?
Yeah, because I had the lyrics done before we left to go to Galaxy's Edge.
Yes.
And then Kaylin was working on the song sort of like throughout that whole period.
Right. So Chris punched me the lyrics, and I have a picture of it. I'm going to have to find it. When I read the lyrics for the very, very first time, I took a selfie because I was that excited about the lyrics. I was like, okay, this is how I'm feeling right now. I want to capture that just because they're so good. They capture Ahsoka's character
Yep.
perfectly. So if you haven't seen any of the Clone Wars or any of the backstory about Ahsoka, it is summarized in the song and in the lyrics. So that part of it's really awesome.
And initially, we weren't going to do the breakdown part.
Yeah, it's like I didn't really know what to do with it, and it's kind of weird. It's different from the whole rest of the song.
Right.
So I
is.
was like, and like I think people will get the idea with just the first part, but then as we progress through, I can't remember somebody.
I think it
had
was
brought
me.
it
I
up,
was
yeah.
like, I really, because I can't imagine. Can you imagine the song now without that part?
No.
No.
It'd be weird.
Yeah.
It'd just be like,
Okay, it's done.
okay, yeah, exactly. I'm so glad we did it.
And
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of a decent amount of Bad Guy parodies where they only do the first chorus and then they cut it. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's because it's not easy to write it, and all the lyrics are relevant. Both, you know, the chorus doesn't repeat; it's a different chorus.
Well, that's the thing. Another Weird Al staple is a lot of people when they do parodies, if there's a chorus, they'll just do the same chorus over and
Right.
over and over again, and he changes it so that it helps drive the story forward. And it was like, I absolutely want to try and do that same thing as I'm writing this. How do we take this? And it's like it's a weird pattern to go and make everything fit. And there's like the rhymes at the end, and
yeah, no, it
was
works.
interesting.
It works. So so Chris got the lyrics back to me, and then we moved on and we had to schedule. Kara started singing the song over and over again. Kaylin and Kara had to get together. We did it in stage 1 where we do the games and Lego builds. Kara and Kaylin sat in there and recorded the audio.
We played Pokemon Go.
We played Pokemon Go. We drove around Cloquet. Oh, we're going to storyboard it.
Is that what you actually did?
We did storyboard.
We did storyboard for like a minute, and then we played Pokemon Go for like 2 hours.
Yeah, we went and hit a
Kayla
rocket.
and I are just sitting in here thinking you guys are like out doing awesomeness.
We hit a rocket stop down at the park.
No
over
wonder
here.
you only had like 2 little scenes done. Oh yeah, we counted out how many scene changes there were.
There was a lot. We did some legit research.
It takes you like however long the song is to count out how many scene changes there are.
That's probably about how long we worked on it.
Oh my Atlanta. Slackers.
Yeah. So Kara and Kaylin recorded the song, and then some of my weekends are really busy, and Chris goes, well, let's film the weekend of, was it the 17th of August?
Yeah, the 17th and then 18th was the initial
Shoot.
proposed shoot date.
Okay.
Or no, that's when we did film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we pulled it off.
Yeah, because there were a couple of different dates. I was trying to get a bunch of people to help us shoot,
Yep.
and then like some people were available one weekend versus another because this most recent weekend is the one you had drill, right?
Yep.
So that one was when everybody was available, but Jeremy wasn't. And I didn't want him to be out of the loop on the thing. So then we went to the weekend where nobody but Jeremy was available instead. Did it with sort of skeleton crew.
Yeah.
It worked out though. I mean,
No, it worked out.
you were there, Ryan was there, Kaylin, Bill was there with his daughters.
Yep.
Coming in clutch.
It was
Yes.
awesome. Legitimately awesome.
They
worked their butts off when we asked them to do
Bill's
anything.
daughters were so great. They were like, Kara, do you need water? And if I did, they'd run and grab me a water, a bubbler, whatever.
But we pulled up, opened the doors to the vehicles, and everybody just starts
Yeah.
bringing in gear. And there's a lot of gear. There's microphones and lights. And
We had
you know.
hundreds and hundreds of feet of extension cords.
Oh, it was insane. And cameras and
that
everything else.
duffel bag
Props.
has to weigh like 75 pounds.
Yeah, and we probably needed twice as many as were in the duffel bag. I was like, this will be enough extension cords for my life. And now it's like, maybe I need just a generator truck or something.
And Bill messages me, how long do you think it's going to take? And I legitimately thought, I'm like, 4 to 5 hours. And it took at least 7.
Severely underestimated that.
So we were able to stay around and shoot. Otherwise, that would have been pretty detrimental to having the video come out. And then Chris and I sat down. We pre-sat down and picked out all the stock footage.
Even before that, I just sort of want to talk about the shoot a little bit more. Like the intentionality of what we... Oh, never mind. So this did come first. We did pick up the stock footage first.
Yeah, we picked up the stock footage so that when we
Crappy
went...
stock footage.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just low-res versions of it.
Yeah,
I'm just teasing.
yeah.
Oh,
we ended up
Because
using...
then I went back and I picked out all of the...
Well, she used a
Stock
different...
footage.
We went all through one... we went through Pond 5 first.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm more familiar with Pond 5.
Right.
And they had decent stuff, but I mean, Shutterstock. That's where I found all the good stuff.
Yeah, so then I had Shutterstock up and we started looking and then they were just like, well, let's just focus on one for now.
Shutterstock's
Kara went through and found...
Pricing
lots of really good
systems
stuff.
frustrating.
Weird. I know.
Yeah, there's-
You can't buy a single image. You have to
No.
buy image packs, which cost a lot of money.
Yeah, stock footage is like, maybe we should just make stock footage instead of being YouTuber.
I know. Well,
It's
some
like
of the-
way more money.
Yeah, some of these channels I was looking at, they just promote their stock footage and then
Well,
you
whenever we go somewhere, that's what we should do. We should take, like, when we're down at Disneyland, we could have taken certain pictures, and
Galaxies, yeah, and stock
sold
footage
it at.
with the
We
sole
have
intention.
awesome equipment, obviously, Something we should look into.
So yeah,
Missed
so
opportunity.
but
Yeah.
Chris told me the importance of lighting when you do green screen work and compositing.
Yep.
The green screen shot has to match what background you're going to be in front of. So it was super important. So Kara, we did 35 takes. Not all of them were full, but at least 25 full takes.
Yeah, 25 takes were coast to coast. We went the whole song.
And so you sang that song end to end at least 25 times, and then
I
parts of
know.
it at least another 35 on that Sunday
Oh,
of
I
shooting.
know.
Because we had well lit, left light high, right light high, left and low, both sides high, both sides low,
Yeah.
backlit, low lit.
Yeah, we
And
had
you had to do-
and we had to. So one of the most important things about doing green screen stuff is if you have enough real estate, you light the green screen.
Yep.
And then you just walk away from it, and then you make a totally different lighting setup for your person that's going to be in front of it.
And that's what we did.
So you get way cleaner keys, and then you can actually have the amount of control that we needed to be able to make her match these backgrounds.
It was crazy, the light setup.
It was nice how much room we had to work with too.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
we
was
filmed on a basketball court,
Yeah.
which makes it a lot nicer.
It was amazing.
It was
We wouldn't have been able to shoot that here.
No. Oh, no. No, not no at all.
It
And
would have
then-
been basically torso shots the whole time.
Yep.
And then it was fun too. So then there'd be prop failures where Kara's armor would fall off. Or
Well, yeah,
her
so
Oh
the,
my
lightsaber would
goodness.
fly off,
cosplay
and-
is built for, cruising around in and like looking like the character,
Yeah.
not for like dancing around and
Being all
there were
crazy.
times I think I was like, I'm gonna swear. I can't do this.
I
was
felt
so
bad.
So if you
bad.
look in the music video, you can actually see one prop failure.
Oh,
That's
really?
an Easter egg. If you can find it,
Oh.
comment in the.
I know where it is. I know where it is.
I think
yeah.
it's the
yeah. Yep. And so that's kind of fun. Well, now people are gonna go back and frame by
okay.
frame it.
I'm not
Well, that's fine.
surprised. I'm
Yeah.
not
but,
surprised.
But
Okay.
there was some. Oh, okay.
It's the back half of the one where you tried to hide the. When you were going like this, it's the
I
shot
tried to
right
make it
after
look
that, yeah.
natural. Obviously.
did.
No,
It did.
I didn't notice it. Jeremy had to point it out to me.
Yeah,
Really?
I pointed it
So-
out.
I am that good, y'all.
And so yeah, that was some fun things we learned about shooting too. Was there was some costume problems in the beginning. So when Kara had stored her, and it wasn't her fault. Kara stored her costume, and then I put stuff on her costume and flattened out all the armor pieces. So the night before the shoot, Kara had to get the heat gun and then reform all of the armor pieces to her body. Well, when she did that, she melted the Velcro that uses to hold on some of the armor pieces. So we get to go shoot. Everything's ready. All the lights are done. Kara goes to put her armor on, and it doesn't stick at
It
all.
was so
So
frustrating.
then I had to do an emergency run and get new Velcro and new contact cement and
Oh, we brought
rebuild.
contact cement.
We had contact cement, but rebuild the armor
Yeah.
and get it all formed and ready to go. So that was all like crazy.
That day was
Insane.
It was crazy.
So I do want to there's a few things I want to remake with my costume. Obviously the Laku I'm gonna redo, and then there's armor pieces that I want to redo too, just because they're getting really beat up.
right.
And so
But now
I'm gonna
It's battle worn
rethink.
Ahsoka now.
It's battle more.
seriously.
Right. Right. But
There's things I'm gonna redo to make sure they actually stay. Like I
Right.
know a lot of the girls who do Ahsoka cosplay, they mention that they do actual snaps instead of the magnetic snaps.
I like the magnets, but
They don't hold as well.
they hold, just not as well. They're fine. But it gives them fluidity, which I,
I
like.
wonder if like doing a hook first and then a snap below it, so it's holding the hook down, so it can't slide up and off.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying?
Interesting things. I like, though. Back to
Sorry.
the shoot was there's some funny footage of like you'd go to turn and we'd always tell Kara to like do more with her hands, but the Laku is in the way, and so there's some funny footage where like you turn and your whole Laku just poop. Pops like completely up and off as you're like
So
doing stuff with your
everybody's like,
hand.
move more, Kara, lift up your arms more, do this, do that, and I'm like,
Well, didn't the Laku originally have something that like held it down onto your head? But
She
it was
had
like, really
a-
uncomfortable.
She
or-
had a strap going behind that helps hold it tight and down, but it gave her a really bad headache.
it did. Well, it wouldn't hold it down permanently. It felt like shrugging my shoulders, it would still lift it.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah.
so when I remake them, I'm going to use flex foam. And so, like, the montrals are actually going to move instead of, like, the whole headpiece
Being
Okay.
super tight.
flapping around like a crazy thing.
But all in all, it was super cool. I love the end product. I'm just super happy with the way that the video turned out. And so, yeah, we went through the whole process. We went through song, recording, shooting, all the failures that come along with, like I said, like props not working right. Like, the lights were failing on us because we had too long of extension cords, so it wasn't
Yeah.
enough to, like, the voltage drop was causing the lights to short out. And, we wanted to get it done while the song is still relevant and popular. So there was all these moving pieces to it. But I want to do a shout out to the publicist for Lucasfilm. She shared the
Yes.
video on Twitter.
Tracy.
That was
I'll pull it up.
absolutely,
Okay.
You keep talking.
absolutely amazing to see that. So we really, really appreciate the retweet and stuff like that. We thank you so much because it was a lot of work.
Yeah.
A ton of work. Chris, how many hours do you think you have into editing it?
Well, I know that I spent 25 hours on that one shot, so I think overall it's probably close to 50-ish, maybe 60.
I was gonna guess 40, but yeah, so it's between 50 and 60 hours
Yeah.
of pure editorial.
When I got the message from you at work that it had been retweeted by the Lucasfilm's publicist, I got the chills and like, you know, that nervous, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this just happened shake. I was definitely shaking. I was like so excited.
So I'm probably going to mispronounce her name. So her handle on Twitter is at tcan13, TCAN13.
I'm going to do another shout out.
Tracy Canobio, something like that. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. We really do appreciate you giving us the
I
giving us the tweet
personally
out. That was pretty awesome.
appreciate. So Kara and I did a watch through of the Clone Wars together, and we've watched it both ways, in sequence and like storyline order.
Yeah.
And one of the hardest episodes for me to watch is the Zillo Beast, and that is her profile picture, is the Zillo Beast on Twitter.
Yeah.
And so when the Zillo Beast dies, I was joking.
Spoiler alert.
I was joking with Kara, and she's like, "Why, you really love the Zillo Beast?" So just to prove my love for the Zillo Beast, I had it as my phone background for about a month and a half.
That's true, you did.
I did. I absolutely had the Zillo Beast, and so
It was sad. The Zillo Beast was awesome, and there was no reason for it to die.
nope. That was more Sidious and his evil ways, killing the poor Zillo Beast. I'll fill you in about the Zillo Beast afterwards, Chris, and the backstory of the Zillo Beast.
so sad.
But I just thought it was awesome. I looked and I was like, "What's her profile picture?" Because it's like green with a silhouette.
Yeah.
And it's the Zillo Beast is the silhouette. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, is that her banner is Ahsoka?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
saw that too.
Yep.
Yeah, because
And,
Ahsoka is my girl. She's awesome.
She is awesome. And so the Clone Wars season 7 was announced. The last season on Disney Plus's service is going to be up February of 2020.
I thought it was gonna drop when Disney Plus dropped.
So Chris, you need to get on to when Disney Plus comes out. Watch the Clone Wars, and then you'll have
Was
so
that
much
November?
more.
With all this time I have. To,
Yeah, I know, right?
Seriously,
Not when you're editing 60 hours in a week just to get a
Yeah.
video done.
I don't remember when the November something, isn't it?
Disney Plus.
Yeah, November 12th is what
November
I believe.
12th. Okay, and that's when the Mandalorian releases.
And it's gonna be
that
interesting to
trailer,
see.
Sick.
I am very excited for that trailer.
too.
And then it's going to follow up with, I said it in the channel trailer, it's the year of Star Wars. So you've got The Mandalorian, and then The Rise of Skywalker, and then boom, you're going to get more Clone Wars content. So there's some books that are coming out I'm really excited to read as well. So we went to Galaxy's Edge. Speaking of which, Disneyland or Disney World's Galaxy's Edge is absolutely crushing it right now.
Yeah.
Super long lines, packed to the capacity. So they put in all these virtual queuing systems to try to deal with the predicted crowds that were going to be at Disneyland. And so many people were afraid it was going to be busy, they didn't go. So when we went, we were able to like walk right in and have this great time.
Right.
Well, those
The only thing that was a little long was Oga's Cantina.
yes. And that was understandable.
Yeah.
But you could use a virtual queuing system to get in line and get
Yeah,
there.
they actually kicked us out of line because we were there too early.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So they're like, no,
When's
you
your
just come
queuing
back.
time? In 1 minute. Oh, you need to come back in a minute.
That's what they did. That's what they did. But at Disney World, all these things are being put into effect because it is that busy.
Oh, and they
the
added
park.
something to the Disney Play app or whatever. You can order food and drinks on their app.
Oh, and then go pick it up at
I'm sure it's at the
Hangar
Ronto.
13 or whatever.
Yeah.
Hangars.
Docking Bay 13.
Docking Bay, yeah.
7.
Yep.
7, 12. It's a
Docking Bay 7.
location number.
Docking Bay and location number.
Docking Bay 7, and then I think you can pick up stuff at the Ronto meets.
Oh, I love that.
place
It's
through
in
the
the. I
Ronto
can't
Wraps
wait for the
amazing.
Galaxy's Edge
Okay.
cookbook to come out.
It is out. I'm
It
fairly
is out?
certain.
No, it's
because
not out yet.
I saw it on Barnes & Noble website.
It's not out yet.
When's it come out?
I don't know, but look it up. It's not out yet.
I saw it.
So anyways,
I need a fact check computer so I don't have to turn my phone off at recording mode and look at the stuff.
I'll just be that person.
So
with my
Galaxy's
phone.
Edge is crushing it, but there's some awesome new books. You remember the lady with the orange jacket that was running around?
Yes.
I guess there's a cool scripted scene that they do where she gets picked up by the First Order and they drag her into a jail cell, and then you like watch her for a minute and she escapes and runs away, and then they chase after her. We didn't get to see that, but she was like talking to people and hiding from the Resistance or hiding from the First Order when we got there.
Fine, November 5th.
November 5th. Along with, and Anthony Daniels at the Star Wars Celebration was awesome, and in the trailer he's got red eyes. So
I sent a number of good memes to you guys.
Yes.
Okay, continue your thought on Galaxy's Edge, the book.
Oh,
Black
so
Fire.
I'm excited to read that is what I was getting at, and fill in some more story there. And then you said that there's another book coming out about Galaxy's Edge that is also the sequel to the Phasma book?
No, this one is a sequel to Phasma.
Not the one with the orange Resistance lady on the
Yes.
cover. That one's a sequel to Phasma?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
So, I mean, it takes place around the same time. It starts right before The Force Awakens, and then, according to the synopsis I read, it like kind of fast forwards to right after The Last Jedi.
Got it.
Phasma, I mean, she dies. Spoiler alert. In The Last Jedi.
Yeah, she dies. We'll say that.
Okay,
She dies.
I suppose if you don't actually see it, even if you see a death in
Well,
Star Wars,
yeah, it
doesn't even mean
they're ever truly
right?
gone.
Right. No one is
See,
ever truly
exactly.
gone.
So I mean, Phasma could come back, but anyway. So her stuff takes place around the same time as the Black Spire, the book, and apparently there are character crossovers, like main character crossovers that have a main part in Phasma and also in Galaxy's Edge Black Spire.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So I'd also like to read it. That is for sale. That I am certain
that is
of.
for sale. I saw it in person at Barnes and Noble.
Which
so,
we're going up that way, so maybe we should pick it up. You know what I'm...
go get a book. Okay. All right.
Ryan's
so
like, oh my gosh, you guys are freaks.
Oh yeah, we forgot to address at the beginning of the show.
we have a
We
studio
have a
audience
studio
again.
Ryan's hanging out in the corner.
Oh, you got a shout out in the music video too. So Ryan, we just want
Yeah.
to thank you for all the help that you did for like setting up the lights and
You didn't keep
were
the
running-
seagulls out like I asked you to.
Wait, what?
The seagulls.
I remember the beginning when I'm giving people jobs and Ryan asked what he could do is like just make sure those seagulls fly through here. Then your alarm goes off and it's the seagull noise.
I had no idea you told him that.
Yeah, that's what we started laughing.
As we're laughing, so Ryan's like, Ryan, you had one job.
That,
was-
okay,
it
makes
was
so
really
much more
funny.
sense now. That's hilarious.
It
Poor
was
Ryan.
hilarious. So I was gonna tell. So we had Keith last week, and I can't wait to have Keith back on again.
Oh, I
that
can't
was by far. I got done filming, and I said that was one of my favorite podcasts to film. I learned a ton. I'm excited for the projects that he's working on. It's just I love getting him seeing local filmmakers and stuff like that. It was a great guest. I was super excited about that.
Yeah, like super smart, super engaging.
Absolutely. So that
Like,
was awesome.
obviously knows what he's talking about.
Yes.
Totally. But there was no place to tell this story. So now I can finally tell this story right now really quickly.
Are we
It's a
done
vi-
talking about Black Spire?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. I just wanted to
Is there
talk about
any last thing you want to put in before?
Well, the book does address the Gathers. So, like,
Oh.
at Galaxy's Edge, you know, you go to Savvy's workshop and there's the
Yep.
Gathers.
Yep.
Now, the Black Spire book addresses that.
That's
it talks
cool.
about who they are, why Savvy does what he does, all that great stuff.
That's sweet.
Cool.
And then, so there's a wishing tree at Galaxy's Edge. It was that tree that had all of those, the fabric tied to it.
Oh yeah,
Do you guys
yeah.
remember
yeah.
that tree?
I remember.
I think it was right outside Savvy's workshop.
I remember it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yep,
you remember
yep,
that?
yep, yep,
Okay,
yep.
so that's the wishing tree. I actually read up about this. The wishing tree is you write down your wish more or less on these strips of fabric that you tie to the tree, and then as the fabric withers away, your wish comes true.
Oh.
So people have been asking about that. I've seen a number of people asking, like on the Facebook pages I follow. That's what it's about. That's what the wishing tree is.
That's pretty
Kind of
cool.
cool. And then it's written by Delilah S. Dawson. She's written a
Phasma.
Yep, she wrote Phasma, which makes sense why this would then also be a sequel
To Phasma.
And then she wrote, what was it? The Secret of Long Snoot.
Oh,
Do you remember
read that
that?
one?
It's a short story and from a certain point of view.
Then I know which one it is.
So there you go. She
Is it
wrote
about
that.
an aardvark?
No, no.
And then The Perfect Weapon. I remember seeing, it's also a Star Wars book. I remember seeing it. I have not yet read it.
I can't wait. I want to have a specific conversation just about
Star Wars books.
us from a certain point of view specifically,
Well,
because
then I
the
need to
short
finish
stories
reading
in
it.
that are amazing.
Didn't you address that in one of the earlier
We
podcasts?
kinda
I
talked
kind of talked
about
about it,
it.
but I'd like to like dive into each individual story a little bit. and-
I think maybe we do that as like a standalone video.
oh, absolutely.
Okay, no, here's what we
absolutely.
do. We start another series
Which I'm going
and
to bring
call
up.
it the Star Wars Book Club.
Right? Oh, that's cool.
That honestly would probably do all right.
Yeah.
Hey!
Once we
There
go up
you
to
go.
like 10 videos a week.
Right.
Oh, and then what we need to do, you know, is so in Ear Biscuits, they sit at a table, right?
The
like
table of
around-
dim lighting.
Exactly. Same setting with our coffee cups and stuff and just sit and talk about Star Wars. books.
Well, so if we did it as like a monthly thing, like an actual book
Yeah.
club, that'd be pretty cool.
That would be
Yeah,
pretty
what?
cool.
Put that on one of the back burners.
Yep. We have a lot of stuff back there. That's what's
Oh
fun.
my
We have
goodness.
no lack of content. that's
Oh
for
my
sure.
goodness, yeah, we just have a lack of time.
Yeah,
That's-
lack of time. All right, so funny story. So we had, and you guys can maybe we'll put a card up, Chris, here if you haven't heard. Maybe jump to the specific time of the hotel gas leak in Denver.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
If you take your left hand and point right up there.
Right up here?
Yep.
Okay.
That's the card.
That'll be where the card's at. So just as like a quick thing, we went to Denver, and like both times in Denver, we had interesting things happen to us. So when I got home and I was at work, my boss was telling me, he's like, oh yeah, I have a hilarious Denver story. And you haven't heard this yet. I told Kara this last week because I was so excited. He says, yeah, Denver's great. Nothing against Denver. It's just when we are there, we have bad things happen to us. So when my boss went there for the first time, he's rolling into
Nothing
town.
against the sun, but when we're there, we got burnt to death.
Right? Right.
Sorry.
So when we...
It's nice from a distance.
Yeah, right. So my boss is getting to Denver, and as he pulls up, he's X amount of miles out of town, and traffic is completely stopped. So he pulls up, stops, puts his car in park, and he's sitting there. He's there for a couple minutes, and there's a state trooper coming down the road, and he's knocking on people's windows. And so he gets to my supervisor's car, and he rolls down his window, and he goes, "What's taking so long? Why is traffic stopped?" He's like, "Oh, I mean, there's a sniper on the building down there taking shots at cars, so we're trying to deal with it. So it'll be a while."
Just nonchalant.
Yeah, stay in your car.
No, it's fine.
So I was like, oh my gosh.
That's
like,
insane.
I can't believe that, because that'd be big news nowadays.
You want to know?
and-
Okay,
Yeah.
That was in the 80s.
Where,
This is the 80s.
The 80s.
oh, I was
So-
gonna. You want to know where the sniper was sitting? In the Radisson.
Oh,
Yeah, probably. He's mad about the gas leak.
yeah.
So I thought that was a funny story because I was like, man, I can't. Could you imagine like getting stuck in traffic because somebody's sniping cars?
Yeah, like terrifying and also annoying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I didn't hear if there was anybody actually got hurt or not.
But
besides
this
the
was like
sniper,
30
but
some years
It was
ago.
in 2000. It was in the 80s. Not so
Yeah.
a long time ago. In a town
When you
far,
told
far
me,
away.
praise God.
Yeah.
No, when you told me, I thought it was like he was just there.
Yeah. As you tell this story in the future setup, so in the
In
80s.
the 80s.
In the 80s.
Brett's been doing this job a long time, so. So anyways, I just thought that was a really funny story. I wanted to tell that one. And then, so you brought up the book club thing.
Mm-hmm.
So another one of Chris's ideas, which I think is really awesome, is he called me up and he said, hey, it is 16 weeks or 17 weeks when you called me.
Yes.
I can't remember. It was some
16.
amount of weeks.
Some amount of weeks.
If
to
we
the
start
release.
releasing this week, it's 16.
Right. Some amount of weeks to when The Rise of Skywalker comes out, the next movie. So Chris thought it might be good because we've had multiple requests. We can't love Star Wars to the point where we have nothing bad to say about it.
'Tis true.
So we went back.
That's from Keith, by the way.
That was from Keith.
Just to
Yes.
praise him some more.
And one of my other coworkers, he was like, "Oh, Keith is writing a book. He's got an author's point of view on things. It's like they're usually pretty savvy people." He's like, "I would absolutely take Keith's opinion. Like you need just like balance to the force. You need the light and the dark. To your theory,
Yes.
you need that balance on your channel. There's got to be stuff you don't like about Star Wars. So Keith can't wait to hear what we say.
Yeah, this is the
negative.
thing he's most excited about. He's like, I want to hear these guys just drill into the details of the things that they don't like.
Right.
Yeah.
So what we did was we've already watched The Phantom Menace, and we're going to be releasing a weekly video. It's going to alternate between things we liked and things we didn't like about each of the main trilogy movies, or the main movies. So we're
Yeah.
going to start with episode 1. We're going to go right up through episode 8, and then we're going to have episode 9. We'll be able to watch it and then do a follow-up on that.
Yeah, the time we should work out exactly right so that the next one that comes out after episode 9 premieres,
So
we should be able to give you our detailed fanboy analysis.
right.
Here's the thing. The first time we watch it, I do want to just enjoy it. So we might just have to go a second time and watch it again.
We will go a second time.
Yeah, and then we'll bring our notebooks.
Yeah,
Look like
exactly.
dorks.
Right?
Sit in the front row so we have enough light to yeah.
here, you know.
But yeah, so it's like I think it'll be interesting because like there's I would say divided opinions of the prequel films.
Absolutely.
There's some people that absolutely love them. There's some people that absolutely hate them. There's a wide spread.
Absolutely.
But in general, most of what you hear is people pointing out what they hate about it. But there's a lot of things to like about episode 1, episode 2, and episode 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and then conversely, like people just sing the praises of the original trilogy. There's plenty of stuff in there that's like, what
I
the
know.
heck is even happening?
It's
So,
I know.
like you'll get to hear us talk about the same things you've heard before, but through our own lens, and then you'll get to see some stuff that we think is worth praise or demerits, depending on
Absolutely.
whichever one we're watching. So,
And so, yeah, it was fun. I can't wait to keep watching the next one. We got maybe the hardest one for people to watch done with. So now it's going to be uphill from there.
I think I told you. I don't know if I told you. So I had a young patient in my chair.
Oh, that's right.
A couple weeks ago now, and I think I was wearing my R2 necklace, and he commented. I was like, "Oh, you like Star Wars?" And he was like, "Yeah, I love it." And I was like, "Which one's your favorite movie?" "I like Phantom Menace." You like what now?
See?
Okay.
The movie did its job.
Lends credibility to George Lucas saying that he makes the movies for children.
Because then you have a fan for life.
Yep. So
That's true. So,
you know. But we're old and jaded, and we're going to tear it apart.
I don't want to
we grew up with the original.
I don't want to ruin the discussion because that's coming today. But like you mentioned, Quiet Jar Jar has funny moments.
Yeah, that is so. Yeah, spoiler for one of the episodes coming forward is it had been so long since I've seen it. Like all of the physical comedy gags that were written for him, I absolutely forgot, except for one which didn't play for me, and that's why I remembered it.
Right.
But there's some legitimately funny comical moments that Jar Jar has. Quiet Jar Jar.
And so you can see all of those and check out the series that is going to be coming out. I'm super excited for that.
What we need to do is we need to take the Phantom Menace, and we need to go through and edit it and mute out any of Jar Jar's lines and give it to Chris for Christmas.
Right. Oh, there you go. We'll make a Chris
Perfect
edition.
episode 1. Are you going to re-render some of the CGI for me?
We love you, Ahmed Best. We really do.
We do.
Yeah, I'll say his performance was fine.
Right.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
did exactly what the character was designed to do. It's just the character from an Inception standpoint is just not the greatest character.
Right.
Tis true.
So.
Tis true.
He gets more EU love though.
No, he does.
So.
He does. He has a great story in one of the aftermaths, which we talked about before, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
So we released our video. If you haven't seen that yet, go and check it out.
I was sore for
Give me another one of these.
2 days.
Boom.
Nope, other side. There you go.
Right here. Bam.
Go watch it.
Go watch it.
It's 3 minutes
awesome.
long.
It's 3 minutes. It's
You'll
funny.
not be disappointed.
It's funny. Even if you don't know much about Ahsoka, there's a lot of fun little
You get to
visual
see more of me.
gags in there, right? Get to see Kara dressed up as Ahsoka. And then, so we talked about Galaxy's Edge and some other things coming up, some future projects. And I just wanted to say, too, we are already working on our next parody. So I'm excited to work on that and film that. We got some gear to help make shoots a little easier for us and fun stuff like that. So keep tuned. And then, like I said, I'm going to focus on getting the audio podcast out there for everyone to listen in their favorite spot.
Yep.
And we want to thank all the new subscribers and everything else.
Yeah, we've shot up
quite a bit.
20 subscribers, I think, since releasing the
video. Yep.
video.
So yeah, the people are voting with their subscribes, and
Thank you.
We love it.
we really do appreciate it. It shows that you value what we're doing and you want to come back and see how we improve in the future.
Right. And it's fun too for people to see when they're getting on at this level. We've had a couple people say, "Wow, great production, great this and that," and can't wait to be on board with you as we, keep working at it and keep moving up and working hard. So, if you like these videos, remember, if this is your first time here, go ahead and subscribe. You're going to be notified whenever we do release new content if you ring the bell. And what did you think about the music video? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to see some bonus footage, we might possibly release something. Maybe let us know if that's something you'd be interested in seeing.
Yeah, if you're interested in seeing a behind the scenes video, absolutely comment below.
Yeah, Chris, you can maybe even go a little bit over your workflow on that video. It'd be kind of cool.
Chris is like, maybe not.
I just loved seeing the key on versus off, like turning the backgrounds on and off and stuff
That'd be
like
cool.
that. And just that foresight for knowing how to light. Because if you put the wrong composite in in a different shot, it just looks wrong.
It looks terrible.
It looks absolutely terrible. So, and then
Don't forget to like the video.
don't forget to like this video.
The one thing Jeremy
Yeah,
always
he-
forgets.
he-
if you
like,
like this video, subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you like this video, hit
like the
thumbs up.
video.
Yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like. If you want to come back for more, hit subscribe. If you want to be notified of everything that we're doing, ring the bell. It means a lot to us. And of course, comment below with anything you want to say about this video, about any other things, how you feel about how much hair removal Jeremy did to his shirt. I think he did a pretty good job
Not
today.
bad, not
but,
bad. This thing was covered in dog hair.
But yeah, so pretty solid job, I'd say. I'll give you like an 8 out of 10.
Thank you.
And of course, as always,
May the force be with you.